Off at 9 a.m. local time, very early start, and going through until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Then in some tall, strong players. Expect physicality from them. And we're going to have the national anthems of the two teams here at Gateway High School here in Harare, Zimbabwe, day 2 of the CAF African Schools Football Championship.
And now the national anthem of Benin.
So one of these teams at least can make it through to the semi-finals. Senegal have booked their place already in this group. So this is a very big contest here with Tanzania also in the mix. Zambia against Benin. For Zambia, watch out for their number 17. That's Simuko, who is the captain. And he was the top scorer in qualifying. He's quite a hot shot. He's playing as the centre forward today. Goalkeeper for Zambia is Wamundila. For Benin, we were impressed with the number 10, Asigbe, in yesterday's game against Senegal, where they lost by a goal to nil. He was playing out on the right side of attack. Zambia playing in a 4-2-3-1 with Maxine Msimuko as the main hitman up front there. Emmanuel Mpongo is captaining the side. He's a centre-back. For Benin, they're going 4-3-3. They were not hesitant to attack yesterday, coached by Philippe Agbalika. As I say, watch out for Ozias Sigbe, also Gerard, the number 4 at right back. He had a good game, and Benoit captaining the side He's playing in midfield. And quite a few tall, strong boys in there, some agile, shorter ones as well. Referee Isaac Sentongo from Uganda.
I remind you about the long throws from Benin. But at the same time, I'm looking at Zambia, and I thought the 17 and the 13 played in the midfield yesterday, did they not? And now they've changed them around. The one has gone up front as a striker, and the 13 has gone out wide. So they've changed their two centre midfields. For me, it's a bit strange because they were able to dominate the midfield yesterday, if I'm correct, Steve.
So that's going to be interesting. Going for goals then. Referee Isaac Sentongo from Uganda, assistance from Zimbabwe and Egypt, and Kenyan fourth official Ramadan Mayamba. 20 minutes each way this game. So Benin kick us off in the all-white colours. Zambia in the famous orange and black. Officially the home team for this Group B boys encounter. And yeah, it does look there, as Kevin was saying, it looks as though Zambia are probably going a little bit more attack-minded here. But Benin, we saw plenty of decent attacking play from them. Sigbe not able to latch on to that one. So Kevin Johnson with me in the commentary box on the pitch side as well. Coach of Kaizer Chiefs in the coaching setups of so many teams in South Africa and beyond, including Al Ahly in Egypt, and a bronze medal finish at the FIFA Club World Cup in the side that had Pitso Mosimane as the head coach. So Kevin's got so much experience, and it's just been so exciting so far this tournament, Kevin.
Very, very exciting for the youngsters, and a lot of yesterday was a little bit of nervy, some moments, especially for the boys, but the girls gave us a real good standing for themselves yesterday, and now probably nerves have settled. They know where they are, they know how they have to play. So let's see what happens, Steve, going forward in this particular game. And yes, Benin, as usual, we said they will go for the long ball, and the game started off with a long ball to the goalkeeper of Zambia. And let's see the number 17 and number 13, how influential they will be today in the Zambian game.
There's a decent long throw as well. That's put away by Mpongo. But Benin in these opening couple of minutes, certainly we're seeing a lot of attacking play from them. Benoit, their captain. So the number 17s on both sides actually are worth keeping an eye on. Benoit, right wing. And then Simuko, Maxon, hasn't had a touch yet, but he's going to be the hitman. And it's a game where both teams have got to go for 3 points, really, because Senegal already qualifying with 2 wins from 2, looking very impressive. Benin were 4th at the last edition of this tournament, so we've got to treat them with, at the 2024 edition, I should say, so we've got to treat them with a lot of respect. They're the WAFU champions. That is Benoit, the captain. Cloudy conditions at the moment with a gentle breeze as we slowly heading towards winter here in Zimbabwe.
You say gentle breeze, Steve, we all have jackets on.
Well, yeah. we'll be taking it off by the time we get to game 2, though. It will warm up pretty quickly here. Zambia struggling to get the ball into the Benin half, but here comes Vitola. Speculative, getting it into the right area at least, and there's Alassane, one of the centre-backs. Benin can come again. Referee's given a free kick there. Zambia number 8 is Sindwa, playing in midfield. So we had 2 games with 6 goals yesterday. Can get some high-scoring ones, even over the course of 40 minutes. Having to be punched away by Zambia keeper Wamundila. It's all been in. 4 minutes into this game. They're not getting the ball up to the number 17, Maxim Simuko, the centre forward, Kevin.
Yes. I know they're struggling, and it looks like Benin is able to maintain the attack of Zambia.
Nyondo, the tall centre-back for Zambia. The young Chipolopola. Abel coming in today for Benin. Evaristo Mukandawere is the coach for Zambia. Now, that's a nice ball. See if they can work some of the here. Chilapa. Corner kick given to Zambia. So this is their first attack of the game. Chilapa, jersey 15, playing as a winger. I say Zambia, we know they're really good at youth development, but it's their first time at the finals here. They take it short. It's on target. The keeper has spilled, and that was a big opportunity. Blasted over. Needed to keep it down. But they'll draw some encouragement there. Benin with Benoit. They are speedy when they move forward. This is a Bachiru. It's a Bachiru still on target. Clever play.
Yes, I thought the build-up was very good from the back. They came right from the back, but like you say, Steve, very, 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 very speedy, and they get their first corner.
So the pitch is a little shorter, so it's easy to move the ball forward. That's Bachiru. Yeah, turns his man inside out and decides to have a pop himself. About 80 metres this pitch as they swing that one over. So another save, and it's an opening goal. Benin in the 6th minute are ahead. Benoit, the captain. Big celebrations, a step towards possibly a semi-final place. Yep, Wamundila not happy at all in goal, but he has had a lot to deal with. It's a Benoit with the goal. Coming out of that set piece. They deserved it. He didn't actually take it that cleanly, Kevin.
If I have to say something, it's a different corner to what they did yesterday.
Right.
This was a flat corner. A different tactic approach to their corners. It was more a flat corner to the near post, and the captain attacks the ball.
Not the prettiest of finishes, but it got the job done. It is Zambia 0, Benin 1 in this Group B boys encounter. Now this looks much better from Zambia. Again, though, they squander a good opportunity. Well over that from Chinambu, who's playing in behind the main striker, Maxim Simuko. So what's the response going to be here then? They'll certainly have to, it's still fairly early days, but they'll have to push for goals if it gets into the second half like this.
It all depends on the time now, and they have to manage this time because it's not long. It's 20 minutes, Steve, and the Zambians have to come out. They have to change something immediately. I feel that's what happens in these games.
Because they've got to play Senegal later on today, and this is the more winnable of the two games for Zambia. Benin playing the ball around with some confidence. Here's Mukubesa, fouled. That's the right back for Zambia. So if you are in Harare or around, you can come and watch the games for free here, but wow, that's up in the air again from Zambia. You can watch the games for free, but please note you need to pick up a free ticket first at the Total Energy service station at Emerald Hill, which is just a few hundred meters away from where we are at Gateway High School. So you can't get in directly at the gate. You've got to get a free ticket first. And the final day on Friday is going to be at Ngoni Stadium in Norton. So can Zambia get themselves back into this game? Whistle went there. Our Young Referees program, 5 days. You can read about it on the CAF Online website, led by Felix Tangawarima, Zimbabwe's refereeing legend, FIFA instructor, CASAFA head of refereeing. Him and his team had a 5-day workshop with the referees aged 15 to 20, and they are officiating all of the games. And no controversies thus far in terms of the refereeing. It's a probing ball, big opportunity here for Zambia. Can they get something this time? Vitola couldn't get a sight at goal though, Kevin.
No, not yet, Stephen. And I think they need to drop the top striker, the 13, back into the midfield and put someone else up front. No, the 17, and move the 13 back into the midfield so that Zambia can have some form of combination play going up. And that way they're able to break that defense of Benin.
Yeah.
Which is very, very, very stable. Just, it's easy for the 3 guys to mark one man, but I think it's difficult if they can open them up, go to the side and get something going.
Sure. I mean, the stats are that Maxim Simuko got 4 goals in qualifying, so that's the expectation, but he hasn't got into the game at all today. Benoit scored for Benin in the 6th minute, coming from a corner kick. And Zambia try to work their way into this contest. So we're going to get another probing long throw from Benin. Not as far this time. Sampa heads it away. Anything on the break here? There's a Maxin. Zambia attack. Chinambu. Chinambu playing in behind the striker in the initial formation. Sampa, but there's a foul. The whistle has gone.
No, sorry, the whistle on the other side.
Oh, was it? Of course, we got 2 games on at the same time here. Thanks, Kevin. So we got Guinea's girls against Burkina Faso. That's where the whistle was coming from. Asigbe getting a knock there. Also, we got Zimbabwe's boys against the DRC. Host nation alive in the boys and the girls as they both drew yesterday. Zimbabwe's girls a really good 2-2 draw with Morocco. Here's a bit of pace. What can he do here? Vitola. Vitola puts it over. Back towards Vitola. Now Hamza. Gaining a little bit of impetus are the young Chipolo Polo. Mukubesa. Max in there, getting it into the right area at least. That's a good challenge. Sampa, the left back. Zambia coming with some intent here. Couldn't get it over to Vitola. But that's better, eh?
Yes, better from Zambia holding the ball. But if you look at the number 13, again, he was on the right-hand side with the ball, Steve. I think if he has support quicker on the pitch, the same with the number 17, if they have support quicker from his other players, they will be better. Even the right back of Zambia is moving very, very, very good with the ball. But he doesn't get support quick enough.
So Sampa gets a yellow card, hearing a roar over to our right. I suspect that means that Zimbabwe's boys have scored against the DRC.
We need to get our guys, give us some information. Where are they?
We'll check that for you. We'll keep you across everything that's happening here on day 2, the conclusion of the group stage at the CAF African Schools Football Championship. So Senegal and Ghana, Senegal's boys, Ghana's girls are already through. Burkina Faso, Guinea, 0-0. A score update from the other game, and Zimbabwe's boys playing the DRC. Sounds like they've gone a goal up. So 13 minutes in here, Benin leading Zambia by 1-0. Benoit scored on 6 minutes, but Zambia looking much better now.
Have a free kick.
What can they do from this set piece then? Vitola, Simuko among the key strikers. That's Benoit who got the goal. Clustered there in the box But they've just been so off target, some of these efforts, Kevin.
Very, very, very poor technique being used for a team that's a little bit under pressure. I think they need to, instead of playing the long ball, try and do something else. Zambia, because in all respect, the Benin boys are very, very tall at the back.
Zimbabwe won, DRC 0 in that boys' game. So yes, we were correct there, that there was a big roar as Zimbabwe scored. Opportunities. Benin doing enough to control at the back with Alassane. So they're happy to sit back much of the time at the moment. Here's Josu. Benoit, he's got pace. Just ran away from him there. The number 10, Asigbe, looks to be a very promising youngster.
That's the right wing of Benin, right, Steve?
Yeah.
Yes, he has got a pace, but we need to see a little bit more on the technical side of what he's all about.
Sure, that's part of the really good aspects of this tournament, all the exposure. Legends are here as well to interact with the teams. Too much on that. Have you caught up with some of the legends, Kevin? I saw Chimunya Muitwa from Zambia. He's among the 10 legends here at the competition.
I met some of the legends from Senegal yesterday, and I told them about Mamanyang, who I coached at Supersport. He's also a legend of Senegal.
Yes.
I don't know, you remember Mamanyang? Yeah.
Absolutely. I saw Ezram Nyandoro, the former Zimbabwe national team midfielder, Kevin worked with him and groomed him at Mamelodi Sundowns into one of the best midfielders that Zimbabwe have ever had. Spiwe Chabalala's coming, but he's not here yet. Yeah, but you
I
did
believe
so well.
Tinashe is also coming.
Negomasha?
Yes.
Oh, great.
He will be, as a Zimbabwean legend, he should be around.
No, but you walk around here, you will bump into legends, former players, former coaches from Zimbabwe and from all over. It's a great occasion here. So we got 4 minutes to half-time. Benin with the 6th-minute goal from Benoit. Zambia trying. Asigbe, that number 10. That's an outlet, isn't it? He's the outlet for Benin.
Yes. They tend to go left, and then they switch the ball to the right. And he's the speedy guy that's going down the right.
Mukubesa with a long ball in, causing some havoc there. There was a collision. Mukubesa, the right back. That was a teasing ball in. But off target that from Chinambu. It's the precision that's been the problem for Zambia. Other games, Zimbabwe's boys leading DRC 1-0, and it's goalless Guinea, Burkina Faso in girls Group B. This looks dangerous potentially. There he is again. Asigbe, blocked by Sampa. That's the player who got the yellow card earlier on. Sun is coming out now here at Gateway High School in Harare. This was the location for the 2023 qualifiers for this tournament, the CAF qualifiers. Just over 2 years, nearly 2.5 years ago, and Zimbabwe did a great job there. That's well taken by Wamundila. Chinambu with a decent cross, headed away by the centre-back, Gondunu. They go for Asigbe again down that flank, and winning the challenges at the moment is Sampa, the Zambia left-back.
Yeah, he's got the better of the right winger, who they keep on probing through Benin, Steve, and yeah, I think Zambia needs to put the ball on the floor a little bit more so they can get their confidence and then get into the box, because they only have the number 17 up front, so there's not enough numbers to score goals for Zambia.
Sure. So that the foul there. Brought down was a Josu. Final minute of the first half. Benin will be very happy with the way that things have gone. Asigbe was back there to try and collect. Still Maxon Simuko, not much of a contribution from him for Zambia thus far. See if they can get a shot in this time. This is Mukubesa. Being locked out rather there. Mukubesa gets it over. Alassane, tall centre-back. Few seconds short of the 20, but half-time it is. Benin with a lead, Kevin.
Yes, but when you look at the last action of the Zambians now, you see that there's only one striker up front all the time, and the Benin defence is very solid in cutting out long balls and high balls. So the Zambians need to build up better to get more numbers in the box in order to give them a chance to score.
Somewhat disappointing, really, Zambia.
From the last game to today's first half of the game, yes.
Half-time here, Zambia 0, Benin 1. So we're going to catch up with Chico.
Coach. Yes.
For half-time analysis. Benin scoring in the 6th minute through.
Of the continent, but right now they're far from celebrating. They are 1-0 down to a team that is stubborn to get past. Benin, 1-0 was enough for Senegal, and they fought hard to get that one for them to win. But now Benin have decided to take the lead, and the lead that they can hold on to it. From what we've seen in their first game, then this is possibly going to be the reason. All right, so there we go. Apologies if you didn't hear us clearly. That could have been my mistake, so I apologize for that. But now we can hear each other, and you can hear once again that Zambia will be looking to this particular game with a lot of hope and confidence, considering their first half display. Names like Fashion Sakala will come to mind, a boy who was actually discovered in inter-schools competition in Zambia, so they know the importance of this tournament, and they're showing it. I'm joined, of course, here by Coach Rosemary and Coach Kevin, both of whom have been keeping an eye on this first half, and they've seen a Zambia side battle against more physically dominant Benin side. But are you impressed with the scoreline, or should I say, is the scoreline a good definition of how you think this first half went, Coach Rosemary?
Yeah, sure, Chico, as I've said earlier on, that the team that wants it more will utilize the chance. And Benin came in with a very tactical mind. And as you can see that they're building up from the back, and they've got their two wingers, Osis, the number 10, being the player maker in this team, and their captain as well. And from the look of things, Benin wanted more, and Zambia are not trying to build from the back, which is the biggest problem that they're having. They must be patient in their build-up for them to make sure that they utilize whatever chance is going to come their way.
Chico, looking at yesterday's game, when we watched Benin, we knew they would have some long balls, but they came differently today. Their goal was scored from a set piece, but not a high ball set piece. It was scored from a low, and the captain just sneaked in and scored the goal. For Zambia, I thought they made changes, but not positive changes. And going into the game, they need to get players more in the box in order to unsettle the Benin defense. Because when you look, yesterday the number 13 and the number 17 were very dominant in their midfield. Today they need to build up through them again and put someone else there. But the biggest thing I think they need to do is put more numbers in the box in order to break the problematic Benin defense.
We'll get to the numbers in just a moment, but how about we take a look at the action on the pitch following what was an interesting first half of 20 minutes. In case you've not noticed by now, it is 20 minutes a half. This is still young players playing some football. You may not be able to tell it during the course of play, but they are still young and we don't want to push them too hard. It's a learning process, and that defender has learned how to turn very quickly against teams who are really good running down that flank, which is something we're seeing then, yes. Coach Gavin.
Benin, their number 10 is...
And there's your goal, actually.
The number 10, yes. Like I said, a different tactical approach to the game. They, instead of putting it high, they put it low. And the 10 sneaks in and he puts a goal in, the captain.
Well, the captain, fantastic, tapping in. And we were told yesterday ahead of that kickoff between Benin and Senegal, as I was chatting to the technical team from Benin, that this is one of the key players, and he is proving to be so. What do you think Zambia now have to do, Coach Rosemary?
I think going into the second half, they must be patient enough. As you can see, the ball position, Benin is ahead of Zambia with 54 and Zambia with 46. Total targets for Zambia, they're 5. And total attempts for Benin, they're 4 on target. It's 1 versus 3 in favor of Benin. Total passes, Benin also, they are dominating with 49 versus 39. Pass rate, Benin also is dominating with 54% versus 48. Corner kicks at
the numbers. The numbers really are seemingly telling one-way traffic, as is the most important statistic there. Not to mention the fouls committed, more coming from Zambia, albeit slightly more, with only 1 yellow card. In fact, if you haven't known, CAF is dealing with not just the action on the pitch in terms of the championship, but also in capacity building. And this is where journalists or the reporters of the future are being trained on how to tell the African story and, of course, have merit and credibility while doing so. And including young referees. Isaac, the young boy who is at the center of this match, just 19 years of age going on to 20. All referees 15 to 20, Rev. And this is a really good aspect you touched upon during build-up.
For me, this is one of the pluses that CAF are doing. These are the future of football in Africa at the highest level, when the players really have to go and play for their pockets and play for their families. And this is what we're preparing. And what I like is that we're not only preparing football players, we're preparing everything around.
All right, there we go. Time to get back to the pitch. Here we go. Kickoff next. Back to commentary.
So we are ready for the second half. The break just 10 minutes. Zambia are making a substitution at the start of the second half. Vitola is off for Charles Sitali. And there's going to be another sub as well, double substitution. Yeah, they certainly do need to do 1 or 2 things differently to Zambia. So in the orange copper colours are Zambia, Benin in the white. And Zambia must score in this second half to have any chance of progressing. But Benin, interesting the stats there. Zambia had more goal attempts, but Benin were much more precise with theirs. So it's a double substitution. Sigbe is on target as well from the hard-working Sigbe. Bachiru, he's had a couple of opportunities as well. So 2 changes for Zambia, none for Benin. The cabin's in favour of coaches using as much of their squad as they can, although it's quite a high stakes encounter, this one as well, so you don't want to take too many chances.
Numbers?
There's Benoit.
Zambia.
So number 7, Sitale, came on for 13, Vitola. Just confirm the other substitution for you. 2 players down for Benin. And that's Nureni, another member of the strike force in their 4-3-3. So stoppage early on in this second half. Zambia still with Maxen Msimuko up front. Sitala there as well, but they haven't given him the service. So let's have a look at that. Yeah,
I think it's 2 Zambian players that actually clash.
right.
But it's the Benin player that's down.
Yeah.
What I notice, Zambia have to come out guns blazing, and they have to change the mentality going forward. They have to put more players up front, and it looks like they've done that now. When I see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, they have to go with better.
So number 10, Alan Chinambu, also came on as a sub. He's left side of attack. So attack-minded changes from coach Evaristo Mukanda-Wire. The sun is out now here at Gateway High in Harare. That's launched by Gondunu. And the player who continues to impress us, Asigbe, out on that right wing. Tried to turn his man inside out. It didn't work that time. Sampa has been in quite a battle with that man, Sigbe. I think it's been one of the key battles in the contest. He gets a touch, does Maxen Msimuko. But what can they do in the final third? Msimuko wants to get the ball back. It comes to Maxen Msimuko. Opportunity, a half chance at least for Zambia. Not able to get his body in the right position, though. Now they're in a hurry. Mukubesa. Good range on that one. Headed away, though, by Hamza. Benin might have to do quite a bit of defending in this second half.
They have come out a little bit more feisty now, Steve. They throwing bodies forward, which is a little bit putting the... But they still don't have possession for me.
Sure. There's Sitali. Got a bit of height as Maxen Msimuko as he flicked that one forward. Benin scored on 6 minutes. Benoit Dosu, their captain. It came from a corner kick. Benin lost 1-0 to Senegal in their opener, and they were 4th in the 2024 edition, so we know they're a strong team. But still plenty of time for Zambia. So Michael Chilinda is the number 11 who came on. Finding it difficult to break down that defence, I think, aren't they?
Yes, Benin for sure, Steve. They've actually packed the defence and looked at keeping this 1-0 for the whole 20 minutes. But like I said at halftime, Zambia have to come out and hold the ball better, because then they can break down the defence.
Number 10 there is Chilandu. He's got a big role there. In behind the striker, Maxen Msimuko. Hasn't really sparkled as yet. As Nyondo, one of the centre-backs. Certainly Benin are sitting back much more now. We've seen fast moves forward from them in the first half and in their opening game against Senegal. other games. Guinea's girls lead Burkina Faso by 1-0. And Zimbabwe's boys lead the DRC 1-0. Rising high there, Chilinda. Sitali. Now, this is where Benin are really dangerous. Asigbe. Asigbe still goes. Still Asigbe. What a great run. Just shut out in the end of the ball. Is still in play. Didn't earn a corner. But he's pacey. It's quite easy for the goalkeeper to go direct as well because the pitch is a little shorter. That was the plan there from Wamundila. 14 is Nureni. Hasn't had as many attempts as the other two forwards. Referee from Uganda.
The scoreline in pitch one, it's Zambia 0, Benin 1 in pitch one.
Right, here they come again with Nureni. Nureni gets it over, and the keeper spilled that and was rather fortunate that nothing untoward came out of that, Kevin.
Yes, for sure. And the game is stopped for a while. There's one Benin player down. But like you said earlier on, Steve, Zambia have to be careful of the counter-attacks. And they're always going down to the number 10, which is very, very confident on the ball. And they almost broke through 10 seconds ago. So now we're looking at what Zambia have really, really in their pocket. And again, I reiterate that they need to get numbers up front and build up with more confidence.
Yeah, they do. Going direct again. Keeper putting these long balls forward. Now there's Maxin. That's a good ball. This is much better from Zambia. Once again they deal with it. Al-Hassan will clear. And now they committed a lot of boys forward there. And they need to watch Benin on the break. So it's a bit of a dangerous situation that they are in. That's Nyondo, the number 4. It's interesting, the goalkeepers at this age group, Kevin, of course, they do make mistakes. It's harder to hang on to the ball, and even more so with the girls, yeah?
Yes, yes, they not technically sound like most goalkeepers are, but at this age, there's a lot of mistakes that a lot of them make.
Mpongo with the clearance. Maxon is there, he's lurking. Frustration again, though, as it's put out by Argon Tunu. Zambia still with possession. Getting towards the halfway point in this second half. They'll need a big performance against Senegal to have a chance of progressing if it stays like this, will Zambia. Here's Mukubesa. Good communication there at the back there, Kevin. We could hear them shouting at each other.
Yes. Leave it's okay, it's for the goalkeeper.
Here's Gondonu, one of the Benin centre-backs. That was scuffed at. Now here's Maxim Simuko. They clustered around it. Going to have a second yellow card of the game.
And a handball, deliberate handball from one of the Benin defenders. But you could actually see they worried about the number 17 of Zambia. There was two players around him immediately when the ball was coming long. And that's why I say, Steve, Zambia have to bring the ball and put more numbers in attack so that the 17 can move out and free himself in order to try and score against this tough defense of Benin.
That was a blatant handball, that was indeed, and the plan, is to make it difficult for Maxim Simuko. But here's a big opportunity. Chilinda and Chinambu are the two players next to the ball. And certainly they might go direct from here. Chinambu now.
The setup says direct. I say.
Yeah. So 22 yards out. We're going to have substitution before this is taken.
Nureni Barleman comes out. He's replaced by jersey number 5. No Fatul. The scoreline in pitch 1, Zambia 0, Benin 1.
So Noreni coming off for Benin.
Number 5, Novo Fatin in Benin.
And we are into the final 9 minutes of this game now, as they were not able to capitalize on that. So Faton on for Noureni, one of the 3 strikers for Benin. I was saying he wasn't actually the most effective of them. Guinea leading Burkina Faso 1-0 in the girls' game, and Zimbabwe's boys 1-0 up over the DRC. Now that's a bit better from Simuko.
Touch.
It's a corner for Zambia, playing with urgency. They know they've got to do something pretty fast if they're to stay alive in this tournament. Lots of boys committed forward, but that one deflected. Can they break here, maybe? Oh, yes, look at that from Asigbe. Asigbe, he still goes. Their danger man. Lays it on well. Abel, it's Abel! And it's 2. What a great goal on the counter-attack that is. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're pressing for a goal and you commit men forward. But because Asigbe is so fast, he opened up avenues of space there. It's Bachiru who's the scorer. And it's now Zambia 0, Benin 2.
But the goal, like you say always, when you have a corner for yourself, and you have to always prepare.
So from a Zambia corner, look at that. Oh, wow. I mean, this is like Sadio Mane at Liverpool kind of stuff, isn't it? The pace of that. I don't know if that was a lay-on or a shot, I'm not sure, but it was finished off so well there by Bachiru.
I think it was a lay-on. But the number 10, as we said, he scores the goal, right?
Well, that may well have wrapped up 3 points as Zambia. Now with Maxen, there's an offside. There is an offside. Benin 2-0 up here with 7 minutes to go. And it's going to be very difficult for Zambia to come back from here. It really was a classic counter-attack. But then when you get those deflections, sometimes luck is not with you as well, isn't it?
Exactly, Steve. And this is what happened with Zambia now, with the counter-attack. But that's football. Those are moments that you can put into a coaching drill and fix your players for the future.
The corner deflected to the man you don't want to get it, Asigbe. Now here they will come again. Abel, who's played pretty well as a sub. Touch there from Chinambu. Throw in to Benin, 6 minutes away. So Benin are going to be playing Tanzania at midday, and Zambia are back to play Senegal at 1:30. Defenders continue to get the job done for Benin. Captain launches it forward. Then there's Amwashilinji. Can they get something back here? What an opportunity. Chilinda fluffed that one somewhat. The keeper has been hurt.
Wow, that was a very, very, very good opportunity for Zambia to score one and maybe make the last 5 minutes of this game very interesting. He missed it.
Substitution for Zambia. Jersey number 8, Tabo Sindwa comes out, replaced by jersey number 5, Mastano Mulenga.
So Nyirenda coming on
The scoreline in pitch 1
for Chinambu.
Zambia 0, Benin 2.
Nyirenda was playing up front. So Zambia make a change. 5 minutes to go. As it stands, they're likely to find themselves in the placement matches tomorrow. Still injured is keeper Raimi.
Sorry, not feeding as in feeding, broadcasting, feeding as in eating.
There's Sindwa
Yeah, just out.
is taken off. Mulenga on for him. He's a midfielder. There's a lot to like about this Benin side, Kevin. Goals from Benoit Dossou in the 6th minute, Bachirou with the second. And effort from Benoit, the captain, but that's scuffed somewhat wide. Warming up a little bit now here at Gateway High. The sun is out. It will become a hot day fairly shortly after a bit of a chilly start. Again, if you are in Harare or around, if you want to come and watch the action, admission is free here. Zimbabwe's first time ever to host a CAF Continental Finals, so it's a huge thing for the country. But you can't get in at the gate without a ticket. You need to collect a free ticket from Total Energies Emerald Hill, close by the venue, Gateway High School. Again, the defenders do what they need to do for Benin. They've been really efficient there. Alassane and Gandonu, their centre-backs. Zimbabwe 1, DRC 1 in the boys' game on one of the pitches next to us. And Guinea still lead Burkina Faso by a 1-0 in the closing minutes. So if you're joining us, these are 40-minute matches, so there's only 2 minutes to go here in the second half. And you can see why Benin managed to finish 4th 2 years ago, Kevin, yeah?
Their defense is always looks very strong. And today, they brought this number 10, who is very, very good on the ball. And like I said earlier on, for Zambia to get back into this game, they need to put more numbers and put the ball on the floor. Because by playing the long balls when they get into the last third, it's just an advantage for Benin.
Because then you're coming up against those two tall centre-backs.
Coming up against tall centre-backs, and they don't give the number 17 no chance against those guys.
They've been shutting out Maxon Simuko. The danger man has not been dangerous in this contest. There he is, Simuko, just sliding down there. Minute to play. That's Gerard, the right back for Benin. Benoit, who got the opening goal. Number 17, Asigbe, has been really good in both games so far for Benin. As Benoit, they can play it along the floor nicely. Still goes as well. That was Abel, the substitute, who's been good since he came on in the second half. A run there from Sitali. Sitali still fancied his chances of going all the way there.
The wall is there. You've got to break the wall.
All right.
And those balls are not good balls because they just easy cut off by the Benin defenders.
Well, fair to say Zambia have run out of ideas. They've tried everything, but Benin definitely will be deserved winners here. As the 40 minutes are up, we had 2 yellow cards in the game. I think that's more than any other contest that we've had so far. Way up there towards Simuko. But they have shut down the main striker,
Simuko.
They've done it very convincingly.
That's it.
way out of the park, that from Hamza. And that is it. Benin have beaten Zambia by 2-0. Goals from Benoit Dosu and by Bachiru in either half. They get their first points of the competition, 3 points, and they will be back at midday to play Tanzania, where a draw will most likely put them through. For Zambia, that's 1 point from 2 games, and they've got to play already qualified Senegal at 1:30 in their last group game. They will need a mighty performance there. They're technically still in the competition, but although Senegal already qualified, maybe they'll make some changes there. Maybe Zambia still could pull off something there. But Benin, worthy winners. Outstanding was their number 10, Asikbe. Benoit Dosu, the captain, very solid as well. It ends here. Zambia 0 and Benin 2. Other games, Burkina Faso 1, Guinea 2. Some more goals in that game. Guinea are in front. Zimbabwe 1, DRC 1. That game is still in progress on field number 3. But Benin have given themselves a really good chance of qualifying for the semi-finals with a thoroughly deserved 2-0 victory over Zambia here. Coming up, Zambia, Morocco in the girls, Zimbabwe, DRC in the girls as well, with 14 matches on. Let's go and join Chico on the touchline with the team.
Well, there we go. On their knees, gratitude and prayer as this Benin side has just secured a vital victory over Zambia. And boy, what a victory it was. Especially that second goal. We'll be walking you through that particular one. What a sensational display of football from these young players who are looking to make a name for themselves, not just at the Africa Schools Football Championships, but ultimately as they look to the future. Final score in this particular game, it is 2-0 advantage Benin. We'll be letting you know what other games are looking like, and ultimately can't wait to know how this stands. But here we go. Let's talk about this. This is one of those games that you sit back and you say, now this is African football flair. Coach Rosemary.
It's very true, Chico. As you have seen, the number 10 Osis, she's been the influential player in this Guinea side. As you saw, the second goal that they scored, it was a counter-attack from a corner kick which Zambia had won. But the counter-attack from the number 10, the Osis, he just went down the line, and he managed to play the number 17 who was supporting him. And the third man running, now, that was the biggest thing that made sure that they managed to score this goal. The third man running from this Guinean team, what a finish it was. And when you counter-attack and you don't come back quickly, you are bound to lose the game. And this was superb counter-attack from the Benin side.
And here's an opportunity, the one we were talking about, that counter-attack, Coach Kevin. Zambia didn't really have a choice, did they, conceding that second goal? Because they needed to chase the game. They were 1-goal down and ultimately opened themselves up. But what a goal to concede.
Yes, Chico, but for the future, I think, you know, as coaches of young teams like this, you got to prepare beforehand for those type of counter-attacks. Yeah. You know, like, for example, Zambia had to go up and try and score the 1-1 in order to get this game, or in order to get themselves into a better position for the next draw. But leaving the number 10 and knowing how good he was the instrumental part initially in the first goal as well. And now you have him on his own, and you know what technique he has, what speed he has, and he just breaks you on the counter-attack. But I don't think Zambia did enough as far as that is concerned. I don't think Zambia put enough numbers up front. Their number 17 was isolated amongst 3 Benin players, and every time the ball came, it came high and he was not able to win it.
Well, when you look at the passing, 75 to 76, is it 76? It's relatively even. The problem is for Zambia, they'll feel like their passes didn't lead to much. Possession, all Benin. Football championship. It's more about capacity building and everything, but also on the pitch, learning lessons and developing players. Coach Rosemary, Coach Kevin, I'm wondering between the two of you, what lessons do you feel the team from Zambia will be taking looking at these numbers and looking at the game overall?
I think from a Zambian point of view, you got to look at how much possession we had, how much passes we had, but in the same time, look at the history of Zambia, and they like to keep the ball on the floor, and they left the 17 alone up front, and their numbers getting into the box was also too few, so they need to build up better. And yesterday when we watched them, the 13 and the 17, I think they played in the midfield, and they looked a lot better. So the build up, and then of course you got to look at the time. You've got 20 minutes. What do you do to try and get back in the game? Those are lessons that Zambia have to learn. The lessons from Senegal is that from Benin, excuse me, is that you have a player like a number 10, and yes, the first half they used him a lot, but second half they needed to bring him more in the game and use that speed of his in order to make sure that the goal they scored against Benin, against Zambia, the counter-attack, they need to have more moments like that in the game.
All right. Because Zambia do like to put the ball on the track. In fact, speaking to their contingent just yesterday ahead of the entire competition kicking off the championship, they said they are not a they're well aware of that. They know that's their weakness. So they train their players from school age to under 15, under 17, under 20, and that's only then you go into the national team scope to play the game using your strengths on the pitch. That didn't pay off today. What changes?
I think they made a very changes in terms of their formation today. They were playing the 1-4-5-1, which maybe let them down, especially in the middle of the park when you see Benin was very dominant, and Benin were quick in terms of recovering and regaining possession. And with the Zambian team, they were not comfortable even building up from the back. I think this is what was the biggest letdown on them today. They mustn't have kept possession for them, at least to have the combination play going forward to unsettle the defense of the Benin, which they never did the entire 40 minutes because of they were one-man short, because they were using a lone striker, and the other guys were not very quick in terms of joining the attack when they were attacking. And this is what let them down today. And I hope they will revert to their normal playing game, which they are used to. We know Zambia, they keep possession, they like to play it, and they're very quick and fast on their counter break attacks. And also having their wing backs, which are very quick and fast, they need to feed them more with the football in going into the last game, which they're playing today.
All right, absolutely. Listen, we have two of these coaches who've especially dealt with the under 15 setup, and hence why we need to develop football all round, and so having their expert advice can provide that with the technical teams that are working so hard to teach these kids how to play the game the active way. We will be having quite the contingent going into World Cups and big tournaments and even the Africa Cup of Nations in years to come. However, the results stand this way. Benin opening the day, unlike the way they started yesterday, this time with a 2-0 win over Zambia. Can the Zambia girls smile on that South African nation? Morocco will have a say. Remember, Morocco were absolutely brilliant to watch. Will they be slightly ruthless today against Zambia? Or will this Zambia side also, because I told you, this is the setup they have for the national team. They love to play the ball on the ground. Lucky for us, we're in for a very good game because Morocco are quite interested to do the same. Tanzania will be up against Benin later on, and from what they've seen today, they'll have a lot of work to do, but they're also quite a physical side, and the final game will see Morocco up against the DR Congo. The DR Congo girls have not had the best of tournaments so far. They'll be up against the rather
So with a very, very busy day, 14 matches altogether that we have. Coming up, we've got Zambia's girls against Morocco. Morocco held to a 2-2 draw by Zimbabwe yesterday. And we'll be keeping you across all of the action. Also, we've got Benin's boys back here playing Tanzania. It's a busy day here, day 2 of the CAF African Schools Football Championship.